I am capable, I am worthy, I am blessed, I am positive, I am ruthless, I am the best. With life being so hard, sometimes it can be so difficult for us to stay positive. In today's video, we're talking about how you can stay positive. Family, thank you for choosing the front row. Today on your Monday edition of Wisdom, we are talking about how you can stay positive in this madness. It is so crazy how COVID-19 is getting the best of us. It is probably the single most depressing thing that has happened to mankind, and we are trying to live our best lives. We are trying to move ahead with whatever we're doing, but let's face it, it can be very stressful and it can be so daunting, especially if you don't have enough money and you're struggling to make ends meet and you're trying to feed your family. It can be really challenging. So in this video, I'm talking about some of the things you can do to keep positive in this whirlwind of negativity. I often get sucked into being around negativity, and I often get sucked into starting to feel negative myself. But what often kind of centers me, kind of brings me back to reality almost, is my affirmations. And I try to do it as often as possible. Look, it is very difficult to do it on a daily basis. It is difficult to continue to do it as a routine, but I try to make it as routine as possible. And what I find is just telling myself that my life is great, recognizing the blessings and the gratitude that I have for whatever is coming my way, being thankful for what is to come and what is already here for me, and just really saying that I am capable, I am blessed, I am strong, I am able to do this, is affirmations that kind of help me in my journey to stay positive. And sometimes I do it even during the course of the day, because you all know that, you know, you can be having the best morning and then you hear bad news, or you get stressed at work, or whatever the reason is, and it sort of makes you feel a little bit imbalanced. And it is those moments that you have to pick yourself up and tell yourself that I am better than this, and I am choosing to be positive. I'm choosing a better life. I'm choosing to think in a certain way, act in a certain way, believe in a certain way. And affirmations can be done throughout the day. You can write it down. You can have something like on my desktop, I have things written which says I am grateful, I am blessed in abundance, and I am highly favored. So when I read that, it's almost as if some higher power is speaking to me, especially when I'm feeling a little bit down, or I'm feeling a little bit like the world is coming to an end. The second thing that I do is I like to set positive reminders. So what I do is, I used to use an app. I think it was called Positivity Affirmations, and it would send me a reminder, and then I would read a caption that would be something positive. But then I don't know what happened to that app, and I got a little bit bored because it was kind of the same affirmations. And then I also knew that it was the app, so I would sometimes ignore the reminder. But now what I do is, on my calendar, or even sometimes as an alarm, I set something sporadic so it will ring, and then when I look at my phone, it says you are beautiful, or you are worthy, or you're courageous, you're strong, you're positive, you can do it, don't give up, the hustle is strong, you know, silly stuff like that, because then I forget about it, and then my phone rings as if it's, you know, an alarm, or as if someone's calling me, and then I pick up the phone, and when I look at it, that's the message that I see. And I think that reminder is really helpful for me, because for me, I feel like sometimes the world around me becomes a bit crazy, because I'm trying to be super career woman, super mom, super wife, super daughter, super everything. And then I'm also trying to also work on my spiritual self, which is also difficult, because I'm like, I don't even have time to breathe. So it can get a bit crazy, but to just keep me centered, the reminders it's sort of like someone speaking to you. The next thing I do to stay positive, and this is something I started a little bit earlier in my life, is, you know, I was always someone that was hanging with a whole bunch of people, always knew someone, always rolling with different crowds of people, always just around different types of people, where there's nothing wrong with that. But what I realized is that with having so many big circles, it is not necessarily beneficial. So what I decided to do is to downsize my circle and to just keep positive people around me. So if this person is not making me feel positive, it's not helping me grow, it's someone that is just not good vibrationally, then I have decided to just not be around that person, because they're not uplifting my soul, they're not making me feel better than I, you know, should be feeling. And I just feel it's not fair to force myself to be around someone that is just so full of negativity. In the beginning, I was finding it very difficult to do, but now I am very, very aware of my feelings, and if I don't like someone, I don't like someone, and I don't have to force myself to be around that person, because they are energy draining people and I don't need that in my space. The next thing that I do, which is so beneficial to me, is I read a lot of self-help books, and I listen to motivational talks, and I also play a lot of bhajans and kirtans, which help me. Now, from a prayer side, yes, that's calming and all of that. Like, sometimes you don't always want to listen to a bhajan or kirtan, then I listen to motivational videos, or I listen to them in the car when I'm driving, and it really pumps me up and it keeps me centered and reminds me of all the things that I want to get done with my life. And reading positive self-help books really do help me, because I am still in search of a mentor for now, for this stage in my life. And while I'm searching for mentors, sometimes, you know, it's difficult for you to find one, but self-help books help you find different kinds of people that you can learn from. I read the book Jump by Steve Harvey and I loved it. I really do recommend that you read that book. I'm currently reading Leadership by Robin Sharma, and already I'm in the second chapter, and already I am so absorbed and so into it, and I want more, and I'm hungry for it. So I think self-help books do play a fundamental role in how you develop your inner peace, you develop your thought power, and you are going to be around people that are negative, and that's okay, but how you process it in your brain and how you filter it into your body, then that's the most important thing. So as much as possible, stay away from the negativity. But when the negativity does come around, which it does, it finds a way to creep in, then the self-help books help you, or the motivational talks help you, or the bhajans help you to kind of stop yourself and just pull yourself towards yourself almost. The last thing that I do, and I swear by this, is to just focus on yourself. Because if you're worrying about yourself, you've got no time to listen or think or just care about anyone else, really. You just focus on your own energies, focus on making yourself grow, be better, be a better person. Whatever it is, set your goals, try to achieve it, and I promise you there's not going to be any time to even think about anyone else. With me, I like to focus a lot on myself, and that in itself just takes so much of me, and then I got to focus on my family. If you focus your energies on people that really do matter, then and focus on your inner circle, then you won't have time to worry about all the noise that is happening around you. And when you try and center yourself in that way, it doesn't matter what happens around you. You remain still and you remain focused on the bigger picture. Yesterday we had satsang at home with my family, and while I was meditating, I started to feel sad because I was thinking about all the things that were gone wrong. And then I stopped myself and I was like, no, there's nothing wrong. Everything is happening exactly how it's supposed to be, exactly how it's written by a universal being. And no matter what, I am blessed beyond measure. So those kinds of affirmations and just telling yourself and keeping yourself in a positive space is very, very important, because when you do go into a slump, you can quickly remind yourself and pull yourself out of the darkness. sometimes it is difficult to remain positive for a long time. Last week and the week before, I was in a little bit of a negative space because I was a victim of abuse, verbal abuse. But it was just a moment, and it doesn't need to last forever. And sometimes when you do feel that way, it's okay to embrace it, but you don't have to embrace it forever and make it last all the time. Every single time you speak, it should be about that. I spoke about it, it's done, it's dusted, and I've moved on, and I'm in a positive space now, and it feels great. So I also want to remind you that as much as it is important to predominantly stay positive and predominantly be in a space of light, you are going to feel sad, you are going to feel irritated, you are going to feel down at times or angry at times, and that's okay. What you do with that and how you come out of that is what's important. A lot of people can stay in that negative space for a long time. Some people are so negative that they don't even know how to pull themselves into the light. These exercises that I just mentioned really do help you to jump back quicker than if you didn't do these exercises, because it's what's more important is that you jump back onto the boat and you get on with your sailing, because that is what's important. Just focus your energies on what is truly important and move full steam ahead, because the world is a big place and there's much to learn and be discovered, and we're just a small blip. And I mean, if we're going to waste it in negativity, if we're going to wallow in it, then we're not living and we're not experiencing the joy of what life has to offer. So try and be more positive by doing things that consciously make you a positive person. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So when you do see sadness or anger or negativity, you can bounce back into the light much faster. Thank you so much for choosing the front row. This is our usual Monday edition where we post wisdom videos, and on Thursdays I do beauty videos. Subscribe to this channel if you like what I do. If you liked this video and if you are all for positive living, then do give it a thumbs up, comment below as well, and let me know what else you'd like to talk about. And I guess I'll catch you on the next video. Ciao.